Have you ever done a 203K for a property? No, I have not. So one of the stipulations of a 203K loan is that you owner occupy that property after you rehab it. I think it is a fantastic way to get a property and to kind of buy a property with equity. So a 203K loan does 100% of the purchase price, I believe, and also 100% of the rehabs necessary. So a good friend of mine is actually selling a property right now to a person that's buying it with a 203K loan. So I've asked him just to update me on that process and what that looks like on his end, because there are some additional inspections that all the repairs and the rehab costs have to be approved by the lender that's providing that 203K loan, generally FHA. So that is a little bit of added bureaucracy, but hey, if at the end of the day it means that you get to live in a property with 20 to 30 grand of equity from the moment you move in, well, after the repairs are done, then I think it's probably worth doing some additional paperwork and jumping through some additional hoops. I think this is a great way to get started, but I personally have never done it. So the path that I've kind of taken is the first property that I purchased. I was 23. It was not an investment whatsoever. The only reason I bought that property was because I was living with a roommate at the time, and the apartment complex kept raising up our rent. So we lived there for like 2 or 3 years, and we started at 900, and then I think if we stayed that last or that third year, then it was going to be like 1300, and that was just too much. And I said, hey, if I just bought a house, would you pay half of the mortgage? He said, sure. So we ended up, I bought a house, and he paid half the mortgage for a couple of years until I got married. And then we bought 17 acres in the middle of nowhere, really, down in North Carolina, and built a house. And I lived in that house for maybe a week and then sold it. So we were able to profit a decent amount off those two kind of owner occupied purchases. And then when I moved up here to Ohio, we bought a very small home for like 70,000. We bought a 700 square foot house, and we lived in that for quite some time, saving a lot of money because our mortgage payment was like 400, 500 bucks per month, somewhere in there. We haven't done the 203K because we've been able to kind of profit from real estate without it. And we've also, when we moved up here and got serious about getting involved in real estate, because the first home that I purchased and also the land that we purchased and built on, that was, I did not know anything. I got very lucky that I was able to profit on that. But I think it was Dwight Eisenhower that said, one of the best things you could do is buy a property and leave it in better condition than you found it. And I think if you've got like a 20, 30 year lens on, if that's the horizon that you're looking at things, then you really can't go wrong. And it would be hard to lose money if you improve properties while you occupy them. So I think that's fantastic. Thanks for watching that clip. I thought that was a good question. And I think you can ask good questions too. Join us every Friday morning at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for a live stream Q&A where we answer plenty of questions just like this one. In the meantime, consider subscribing to the channel if you want more of this content. And if you want to increase your deal flow, analyze properties better, and help me feed my family, click the link below for a free 7-day trial of PropStream.